Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'm going to pick on a topic, moving in a new direction, a lot of new content I'm developing for this year. Now, I just released, it's available on Kindle. Next month will be available on hardcover, or softcover rather. But I released my book, Sales Ex Machina, subtitle, How Artificial Intelligence is Changing the World of Selling. Now, this is the first book written on how artificial intelligence is going to impact every aspect of the sales process. We are at the beginning of what is about to go down with this. In other words, artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning, these are different aspects of artificial intelligence, are impacting how businesses approach the market, how we actually operate in markets, and how we operate our companies. Now, one of the most popular questions that I keep getting is, Victor, will artificial intelligence replace the salesperson? And the answer is no, not really. But here's what it will replace. See, that's the wrong question. So if you're listening to this, don't panic. Machines are going to take over my job. Now, machines will take over jobs that are repetitive in nature. In other words, that are so easy to do that humans don't need to do them anymore. So here's the better question. Instead of asking, will AI, artificial intelligence, replace salespeople, why don't we kind of look at the tasks that salespeople do on a daily basis? So for example, if I were to take your task as a salesperson on a daily basis, what tasks do you do throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month to hit your number? For example, making the calls, right? Prioritizing leads, maybe doing some research, to find out which leads to call, making the actual call, setting the appointment, driving to the appointment, doing the presentation, so forth and so on. So when you begin to break down all the different tasks that we do to perform our job as salespeople, you'll start to notice something very interesting, that some tasks can be replaced by a machine. So there's two ways of looking at it. Will it be automated or will it be replaced? Automated means, can it augment what I'm doing? Can it help me, or will it replace me altogether? So for example, one of the things I write about in the book that I think is really fascinating is what's happening with lead prioritization. Lead prioritization. What does that mean? Let's say that you have maybe a potential within your CRM, right, your customer relationship management database. You have 100 customers that you can possibly call. Now, our job as humans is to kind of, assess the list of 100, which is a lot, and then try to come up with some type of prioritization scheme to actually begin the phone calling. Well, with artificial intelligence today, companies can now basically implement a program where it will actually look at the data, your database, your CRM, look at the data based on the number of contacts, how often they bought, when was the last time they bought, what did they buy, what were some of the conversations you've been having, what emails have been sent. They'll look at the full line of communication, and the machine will actually prioritize your calls for you. Now, that's powerful. See, you still have to make the call, so it's not pushing you out of that. You still have to make the call, but machines are getting to the point now where they can prioritize who you call first. Now, here's what's fascinating about this technology, that it's doing it based on, I'll say, empirical and objective data. In other words, it's looking at the information in the database. It's looking at the type of communications you're having within your database. Again, you're storing all your emails, any type of text, that's being stored as well. If you have any phone conversation, well, some machines today can actually take that actual phone conversation, the audio, digitize it, transcribe it, put it in your CRM, and then analyze the content of that conversation. And all these different pieces, your text, your emails, your phone calls, how often you're communicating, how often were you successful in communicating with the person, it's taking all this information and then it's prioritizing who is more likely to A, answer your phone call, 2, return your phone call, or buy from you. Now, this is powerful because it takes away the anxiety we as salespeople have. Because sometimes we'll look at that list like, where do we start? And sometimes, your brain will just say, well, let's just start with the easiest one, or let's just start at the top, or let's just start at the bottom and work our way up. That's not scientific. And what you're seeing is sales is now, with the use of artificial intelligence, moving into the realm of more scientific than art. In other words, it's going to become more science than art. And again, I'm not saying we're going to replace people talking to people, the human-to-human connection. It's not what I'm saying. What we're doing is taking, again, all the tasks that a salesperson has to do to achieve a sale and asking ourselves, which of these tasks can be automated? Can we use artificial intelligence to make them more effective? And then those tasks that people have to do on their own, salespeople, well, great, let's keep them there. But the more we can take away repetitive tasks, mundane tasks that can be done by a machine, the more time the salesperson will have to focus on their customers and make those calls. So again, the book is called Sales Ex Machina, How Artificial Intelligence is Changing the World of Selling. The first book on this topic, you're going to find it fascinating. I talk about companies like Conversica, IPsoft, Salesforce.com's new machine, basically Einstein. I talk about Watson. Again, that's IBM's artificial intelligence program. And again, there are all these companies developing these programs that this book is going to blow your mind in terms of what is coming our way. So when you get a chance, pick it up. I think it'll be worth your time. This is Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to leave me some feedback on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Let me know what you think. I'd greatly appreciate it, especially on this topic of artificial intelligence. What do you think? Should I talk about it more or less? Let me know what you think. But again, if you get a chance, check out the book. Also, as you know, check out my online sales training platform, the Sales Mastery Academy. For those of you who sign up, not only will you get access to the courses, the 300 plus videos, my 12 books, you'll also get access to this new book, Sales Ex Machina. So if you're serious about increasing your sales ability, go to salesmasteryacademy.us. That is salesmasteryacademy.us. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care. Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.